the record is starting to kind of even out a little bit.
Three tough losses. If you look at their 3 losses in a row, they lost to Golden State, defending champs. They lost to Toronto, best record in the Eastern Conference. And they lose to Indiana, who has basically the same record you have. It might be identical. I haven't even checked the standings yet.
No, this is what they have. Depot. That's what they got.
Yeah, Victor played
Depot,
well.
I guarantee Depot was the best player on the floor last night.
Oh, yeah, 33.
Best player on the floor.
Why are you
Depot.
sleeping on Bobo Dre now?
What did Bobo do?
He came back
He
in a
was
nice
good.
game.
Did he?
He was good.
Oh,
I think he poured in 20.
that's my man, Bobo.
20.
No, they have a nice team. Indiana's got Thad Young.
Yeah, Bobo, Miles Turner.
DeMontis Sabonis.
What was interesting, though,
Not bad.
is
No, he's pretty good.
Who was attempting to guard Depot? Because obviously they didn't do too good of a job.
That's Beal and Sado.
Yeah, he was working
Hold on.
there.
Well, they had
Scored under-
Frazier on
scored
him at
under
one
100
point.
points. I'll defend the Wiz.
Well, he had a third of them.
Okay. Were
They
really
Beal
keep track
on
of
him.
him?
He was working them. How about that?
Hey, I will stand up for the Wiz whenever they hold an opponent under 100,
Okay.
even in a loss.
That's fine. I'll stand up for the math.
But it was interesting that down in the stretch in the fourth quarter, Sato was in foul trouble, so he didn't play much at all. But I think in the fourth quarter, Keefe, Gortat, and Sato didn't play.
Well, Gortat pretty much gets iced out of crunch time often.
Yeah.
Why? Because he just can't guard anybody?
Well, they just go away from Gortat. I mean, you're seeing that more in the NBA where you see smaller lineups. So they go with a lineup often with Markieff Morris
Yeah,
would be your center.
Yeah, but
In
Keefe,
stretch- Well, so they went with Mike Scott.
Mike Scott, who, by the way, I took a bunch of pictures. I'll put them out there if anybody cares, if they're bored. Most of his tattoos are emojis.
Yes.
Oh,
I
are they?
think all of them are.
No, they're not all. He's got.
I thought he
he's
said
got,
before that all of them are.
Well, I mean, he's got words. I
Plus
mean, they're
he's
not
got-
all. They're not all emojis.
He's got neck tats that are getting really close to his face.
Yeah, but they're awful tattoos. and Jan Mahimi, you can goof on him all you want. You'd never goof on him to his face. He's a massive.
monster,
Of course
He
he's
is a massive human being.
He's a monster.
He's so big, so large. Just one of the largest humans.
It is
I've ever
amazing
seen.
when you go to an NBA game and you get, if you're fortunate enough to sit down on the court.
And you see,
I've done it. You've done it a bunch of times with the Wiz. I've done it with the Sixers to see how big and how fast
You don't appreciate
actually a lot
it.
of these guys are.
They're just huge.
I mean, they're just
human
athletic
beings.
freaks.
Yeah.
They really
But the
are.
tough part for the Wizards, they lose 3 in a row, and they're in this stretch where they're playing all these playoff teams, so it's not going to get any easier, is that so they're actually a half game behind now, Indiana, for the 5th spot. Philadelphia, who lost last night to Milwaukee, they're just a game back. Milwaukee's a game and a half back of them. And then Miami, who they play on Tuesday, they are 2.5 back of the Wizards. So basically 4 through 8, and you might as well throw Cleveland into the mix because Cleveland's playing awful
'Cause they're just a
basketball
half-
since the trade.
I know they are.
We hyped them up.
They're just a half
because
give up
they
on the
look good for
Pacers.
2 games, but 3 through 8 is a toss-up. You could end up anywhere in there. And they're going to need John Wall. That narrative of, hey, they're a better team without John Wall, it's proving to not be sustainable.
Well, because Sato's cooling off, too. I mean,
Maybe there's more and more film on him, and they're realizing this is what you have to do against
Well,
this
it doesn't
team.
help when he gets in foul trouble, and I think he's been getting in some foul trouble lately. But also, as we said, the schedule really tightens up. Yeah. And so,
I feel like we just jumped to conclusions after, and I'm part of it. I mean, I'm guilty of it. We just jumped to conclusions after 3, 4 weeks stretches of the schedule, and you just got to let it play out over 82.
Yeah,
and sometimes we don't.
But
allow
I think
that.
we were always good. We always knew they weren't better without John Wall, without their best player. They just were playing well.
Yeah, they were. They were playing really well.
Yeah, so it was unsustainable.
But so now they're 10-7 without Wall.
But yeah, exactly. Starting to even up, be about where you thought. You would hope they'd be around 500. If they could be 500 without John, then that was pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably, you'd be lucky to maybe be in that mix with the way the schedule plays out. God only knows when he comes back.
Playing tougher teams. You look at the schedule, Miami at home on Tuesday. You're going to have to get that win to break the streak because then you go to New Orleans. Even though they lost Boogie Cousins, they're playing really well. Yeah. Anthony Davis, if it wasn't for James Harden, might be the MVP of the league. And then back to Miami, and Miami's fighting for their playoff lives.
Who's going to guard Anthony Davis is currently on the Wizards roster.
I think Miami's pretty safe. They got a 4-game lead for the 8th spot. I would be surprised if they lost that because Detroit's terrible. Well, I mean, Charlotte, I guess, can make a run, but they've lost 3 straight since they beat the Wiz.
How's that Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond pairing working out
that's great.
for Detroit?
By the way,
They do put up numbers.
Think
That's
about
true.
this. In the Western Conference, it's Houston, Golden State, just kind of, in a stretch run sprint for that 1 seed. But Portland, New Orleans, the T-Wolves, the Spurs, the Thunder, the Nuggets. All right? So that's 6 teams, Cakes, are separated by 2 games.
Ooh.
Think about that.
It's going to be close.
3 through 8 are separated by 2 games, which is unbelievable. And the top 4 of the Western Conference are playing out of their minds. Houston's won 15 straight. Golden State's won 5. Portland's won 6. And the Pellies have won 8 straight. The Pellies, without Cousins, have won 8 straight.
Yeah.